Hey everyone, ShabbyMania here and welcome back to some more ShabbyMania. This is part number 4 of our 5-day pay-per-view and we've got some big matches for you this evening, including 2 big championship matches, including of course the Mayhem Championship Fatal 4-Way. And here we go, here's our first match of the evening. It is going to be for the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships as the Time Splitters defend against Roppongi Vice. And here we go. Wow, what a loading screen. I've said this before, haven't I? When you have 2 created tag teams with created entrances and a created title belt in a created arena, my word does the game run slow, I tell you. But thankfully, I was saying that we do have another tag team match this evening. Of course, later on we are going to have Matt Sydal and PJ Black taking on Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn has been allowed this evening to collect himself a mystery partner. Also this evening we've got for you Randy Savage taking on Scott Hall in a special attraction match. We have got Kassius Ohno versus Luke Harper, Falls Count Anywhere. And then of course we have our Mayhem Championship match. Samoa Joe defending against CM Punk, AJ Styles, and of course the Swiss Superman himself, Cesaro. Now, of course, it was Time Splitters who won these championships away from the Young Bucks at SWE Beginnings pay-per-view. Surprisingly, really, I expected the Young Bucks to walk that one, but yeah, Time Splitters did a very good job. And then Roppongi Vice faced off a couple of weeks ago against Red Dragon on Octane, and Roppongi Vice came out on top again. I was a bit surprised with that one. I thought Red Dragon might have that, but Roppongi Vice looking very, very strong in that one. And you would not put them past them having brand new tag team champions here this evening as well. Although it's not quite been the same as it was at SWE Beginnings. Of course, SWE Beginnings was a crazy pay-per-view where belts just changed hands for fun. Whereas, so far this week, it's been a little bit more even. We have seen new champions, but we have also seen some championship retainments as well. Most notably, actually, the only tag team championship so far, no, both tag team championships so far, which is the Mayhem Championships and the Women's Tag Team Championships, have both been retained. And there are Roppongi Vice, of course, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, part of the Chaos stable. Of course, alongside Tomohiro Ishii, Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay here. And there we have the Time Splitters. You've got Alex Shelley there on your left and Kushida on the right. Fantastic tag team, really. I did originally have scheduled Motor City Machine Guns in this universe mode, but I could not find a decent Chris Sabin. And I could not find a very good Kushida, but the day of the draw, a brand new Kushida got uploaded, so I grabbed the whole that, which is why we ended up with Time Splitters. Maybe in the future, if we do get a good Sabin, we might send Kushida off on a singles run and then bring Sabin and Shelley back together. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that's what it's for. The Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships, Roppongi Vice taking on the champions, Time Splitters, and we are underway. Of course, Tornado Extreme rules, so no rope breaks, no disqualifications, no countouts, but pinfalls and submission must take place within the ring, and all 4 men are legal. Which is in my opinion, the smoothest way of doing tag team matches. I know I've asked you guys a few times, I'm not going to ask you again, because I think the videos where I started asking you about what sort of tag team matches you wanted to see has not been uploaded yet, so it's a bit pointless asking you. So yeah. And it's Rocky Romero to the outside first, looking for a little bit of assistance in this match. And he's got himself a table, which is not necessarily a good thing in this type of match. It's a good thing if it's used properly, which it very rarely is. But if it is used properly, it's fantastic. Getting people speared through corners, which we have seen a couple of times recently. But not a lot. Now, I sort of wish they'd bring back some more. I'm hoping for 2K18 we're going to get some more match types. And I'm hoping people don't just walk into ring aprons like that as well. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back tag team ladder match, tag team chairs match, tag teams tables match. Also having triple threat tag team matches is fantastic as well, especially in stuff like ladder matches and so forth. That was always a good one. And I think it would work really well now. I think if they can get the AI right, which they almost have if you think about it, just sort of, bloody hell. Upstairs I've got their washing machine running again, it's making my roof vibrate. Yeah, they do 6-man ladder matches, so it can't be that much more difficult to just add a little bit of extra AI to try and help defend the ladder when your partner's climbing, sort of thing. But I just wish they would, because we can go back then, we could have like a not 6-man, but a triple threat tag team TLC match and stuff like that. We've got the Dudleys on the game, and I should imagine the Dudleys will stay on the game for next year. Hopefully the Hardys debuted early enough. I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, WrestleMania weekend is normally the cut-off for the games. Whether they might try and hold the Hardys back and make them DLC, you wouldn't put it past 2K, would you? They're a little bit, yeah, they're a little bit dodgy when it comes to DLC. Everyone is now, though, isn't it? It's like I got really annoyed because if you've been watching my channel a lot, you'll see that I brought Sniper Elite 4 and I've been playing it quite a lot. Most annoying thing about that is I brought Sniper Elite 4. I got it on release day, and on release day you can buy DLC. Why can you buy DLC on release day? That should be part of the game. Anything that you should not be able to buy anything on release day. Maybe like added extras, like for example on Final Fantasy I brought a special weapon, like a historic weapon. It didn't really affect the game, it didn't change the gameplay in any way, it just gave you a cool weapon that you could start off with. But in this point it's a whole extra mission to the game, and it's almost a mission that ends the game off as well. I never understood it. And it's like this year I paid £80 odd to get the NXT edition, which I only wanted to have Shinsuke Nakamura on the game. But you think about it, you're like, why wasn't Nakamura on the game anyway? It's like he was available for day one DLC, so they can't say that he debuted too late and they couldn't get him ready, because he was available on day one DLC. So they can't say that. I don't understand what. And Apollo Crews and Nia Jax as well, all three of them, and it really frustrates me. And everyone's at it though, aren't they? Like you now buy like a £40 game like WWE, and then you end up spending £30 on the season pass. And well, I brought 2K17 last year, and I brought it for £80 because I got the special edition. I then brought the season pass on the same day. So all of a sudden I spent £110 on this game. £110, and it's a lot, isn't it, when you think about it? It's a hell of a lot of money for what it really is, and how many bugs there still are in it. It's yeah, I think they should be a bit more liberal what they give us. And some of the DLC this year, I must admit, I've downloaded it all, but I barely used it. Shelly there with a sliced bread. If Kushida can block off Romero, he didn't need to. Romero didn't want to pay any attention. Romero took Kushida down for the armbar, and Alex Shelley gets the free count, and the Time Splitters have successfully retained their tag team championships as well. So far this week, all 3 tag team matches have resulted in a successful championship retention. Not the best AI once again there, but I think we can get away with it. I'm just saying it was poor ring awareness there by Rocky Rivera, to be honest with you. And Kushida did distract him, I suppose, if you look at it that way. And there we go, retained tag team champions here. Pretty good. First team to ever retain the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships as well. And here is our second match of the evening. Like I said, it is going to be a special attraction match because, of course, one of these guys are on Throwdown and the other one on Mayhem, as Randy Savage takes on Scott Hall. And here we go. Been interesting on this. I really want to have Savage on this, and I feel bad I've not really used Savage that much. I've used him a bit though, to be honest. I have used him a bit, but he's just never really come out on top of anything special, has he? He had an opportunity at the Television Championship. He was in the Rumble special, and yeah, he's not really grabbed anything by the throat as of yet. But a big victory here against Scott Hall could definitely make me think a bit better about him. I really want to use him a bit more because I want to try and merge some styles. I want to try and merge some generations as well. I want to try and do something a little bit different than just doing Macho Man versus Jay Lethal, because I know I've already done that once. So I want to try maybe mix it up a little bit. Maybe Macho Man versus CM Punk could be a decent way to go, or I might even look at having a feud with Macho Man coming up this month then, leading up to the next pay-per-view. I just feel like we need to more of a Macho Man, I think. One of the legends of wrestling, a man very much before his time in in-ring ability. Of course, in my opinion, the man that sort of had the best match at WrestleMania 3. Everyone will tell you WrestleMania 3 was all about Hogan versus Andre, but the match between Savage and Steamboat, in my opinion, was the highlight of the show. And here comes his opponent, of course, part of the Outsiders, Mr. Scott Hall. We could have had NWO on this, couldn't we, really? It's tricky with Scott Hall's attire being the red one, but I suppose it still makes sense, doesn't it, really? But who would you have in? That's the problem. I always think, oh, we could have had NWO, and then you think, well, who's in NWO who excites you? I like Scott Hall, I like Kevin Nash. Apart from that, we could have had heel Hogan. Would that really have been entertaining? Could have had Savage. Would that have worked? Without an attire change, at least. Hennig, maybe? Thinking about it now, actually. Hennig, Savage, Hall, Nash, and maybe one other could have actually been pretty decent. There is Retro Big Show on this game as well. The Giants version of the Big Show, I'm pretty sure. But would we really... The Big Show wasn't drafted, but now the Big Show's returned. For some reason, I feel like I could use him, but I don't think I would use him consistently. I think maybe for a little bit, 1 month, maybe Big Show versus Strowman in a bit of a feud, maybe, but then a Big Show would then sort of disappear off. And we did say about that, me and PJ Toby, about maybe every month just sort of trading a few people that we don't necessarily use, taking them out of our roster and bringing in a few others, and I might have a look at doing that. Scott Hall there straight away, the belly to belly slam. So of course, like I was saying, both these guys really, they don't need a victory as such, but a victory would definitely help them on the way to becoming a bit more of a well-known, well, not necessarily well-known, but highly thought-of member of their roster. Like I said, both these guys never really had a lot of chance so far. Hall was part of the six-man ladder match to crown the first television champion over on Mayhem, shall I say. And Savage was part of my Fatal 4-Way match to crown our first United States champion. So, yeah, both of them have had opportunities, but this is the one where you know that at least one of them is going to take this opportunity. In theory. I keep saying in theory all the time because things happen in this universe mode and I forget quite easily. Like, I've already forgotten what happened on the last episode of ShabbyMania, to be honest with you. Luckily, I've got it all written down because I'm that far ahead of myself at the moment on recordings that I'm really losing track. And it has been mentioned a couple of times that I've forgotten to give people shout-outs. Now, the problem is I'm so far, and I've got 45 things to do as well on YouTube. Isn't that annoying? So I'm just going to do a bit of clicking now so I can find... So I know I need to give somebody a shout-out in the next episode, in the next match. And I want to make sure that I've got it ready so I don't forget. And where are we? Very close now to 2,800 subscribers now. But actually, by the time this video goes up, we might actually have 2,800 subscribers. I'm 7 short, so if you're not subscribed yet, please do so because I'd love to hit I'd love to hit 3,000. And we're only 207 away from that, so it's possible. Definitely possible soon. Savage going for here. Pile driver on Scott Hall. Wow, that was pretty brutal, to be honest with you. And now Savage going up top. Is he looking potentially for that big elbow? He is, you know. And he hits it as well on Scott Hall. That could be all, you know. There's the pin. It was a bit slow getting down, but 1, 2... And Hall kicks out. Wow. Wow, wow, wee, wah. Oh my god, so many comments. So many comments. I will reply to them all though at some point. So I'm getting everything wrong at the moment. Right, I think I found what I need. It's a pin once again by Savage. 1, 2. Now Savage is wrenching back at the eyes, and there we go. Scott Hall turning it around now, trying to get a little bit of offense. Was it drop him up into a... I forgot what that's called. Oh, it's a springboard suplex, that one. I forgot what it's called when you drop somebody forward. Oh, it's a move that Pete Dunne uses quite a lot, isn't it? Is it an X-Plex? X-Plex? I think it is an X-Plex. Not necessarily dropping them forward, sorry. You just release them in the middle of the suplex and don't go down with them. Scott Hall now lining up a Razor's Edge. Into the turnbuckle in the corner as well. That's what finished off Sting. And he's going to get that pin, is he? Okay, I thought it might be a rope break. Oh, it's not quite enough though. Still only a 2 count. Scott Hall going to go for now. He's sort of played his trump card with that Razor's Edge. Has he got anything else in the locker that he can try and use to finish Macho Man off? At the moment, he's in control, so you'd like to think at the moment he would be able to finish off Savage from this position. However, you know what things are like on this game. Things change on a sixpence very, very often. But at the moment, Hall is getting some prolonged aggression. Hall, there we go. Super backdrop on Savage. Is that going to be enough? He's not even going to go for the pin. He's going to continue up with that elbow drop. It's a little bit odd. You would have thought that they would have gone for the pin after that, but... And there we go. Playing possum, Savage. Hall just took a little bit too long to continue his assault, and Savage playing possum catches him. That's not going to be enough, Savage, but he's going to go for it anyway. It's a clever maneuver when you think about it, because he knows he's not going to get the pinfall victory, but he knows he's going to be down there for a good couple of seconds. And it means that he's got a little bit more time to recuperate, but also he knows that for Hall to kick out, to lift his weight off of his chest, it's going to exert quite a bit of energy from Hall. So it's a clever maneuver, even if you know you're not going to win. Going for that pin is actually it's a good tactical maneuver at certain points in the match. That's why you always go for these little submissions from behind. They're never a submission that's going to cause enough pain to submit to, but it does allow you the chance to sort of relax a little bit while other people are being worn down. And Hall once again lining up Savage, and Savage dominated the early part of this match, hit his elbow and everything, but since then Hall has just taken control, and it looks like Mayhem might get one over throwdown once again. They always seem to, don't they? And there we go, the Razor's Edge. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3, and it is a big no. What? I thought that was... I heard the 3 count, and I saw the referee's symbol towards the timekeeper. I can't believe Savage kicked out of that. I don't think Savage did kick out of it, to be honest with you. Savage fighting back with the elbow. Now what's he going to go for? The big double axe handle, taking Hall down. Hall looks out here. And Savage does go for the pin. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I don't know. Don't even ask. I don't know. I don't know how Savage successfully got through 2 Razor's Edges and won the match with the double axe handle, I believe, is his signature maneuver. Or it might be in every one of his finishes. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But it means that Throwdown do get the victory over Mayhem, so I'm happy enough with that. It means that I get a bit of bragging rights over PJ Tovey for a change. It's normally him. I don't know why. I'm very happy with my roster. I feel like I've got the better roster. But for some reason, every time we compete, he seems to come out on top. Apart from King of Gladiators, where Zack Sabre Jr. was my hero. And here we go. Here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be the Reborn stable, PJ Black and Matt Sydal from So. Of course, we saw them a few days ago on Octane facing off against Sami Zayn in a 2-on-1 match. Tonight we've given Sami Zayn the chance to find himself a partner to join him in another Tornado Tag Team match, because they're the only ones that work. Now, I did forget to give a shout out a couple of days ago. I didn't forget, I held off because I didn't want to ruin what we were doing with other people coming in. So I held off, and we have recreated the stable, and it was A1 WWE who gave us the idea. Hopefully he's watching. But yeah, I wanted to hold off until we had everybody already in, obviously, the universe mode, and didn't want to spoil that certain people were going to join and so forth, so I held off a little bit on that. But I think it was a really good idea, and I think the cause we've got are fantastic as well, and I think it would work quite nicely. Of course, we can have Matt Sydal and PJ Black teaming over on Octane, also backing up John Morrison, who can be the main man over on Throwdown as well. Going potentially for, I don't know, could we work? Oh, we can't obviously work him into the title picture this month because obviously it's going to be Okada versus either Zack Sabre Jr. or Kenny Omega going forward. Well, let's see what happens, I suppose. So this has been a good one, I think. And it all depends on who Sami has managed to rope in as his tag team partner here. We understand it is somebody from the Octane roster. That's Rey Mysterio. Sami Zayn has been able to... He's been able to rope in the Lucha Libre legend of Rey Mysterio here to team up with him to take on Matt Sydal and John Morrison. Of course, Rey Mysterio, a man who knows both these guys very well, not only from their time in the WWE, but of course their time on the indie scene, and even over in Lucha Underground as well with, of course, PJ Black. Is Matt Sydal in Lucha Underground? I feel like he should have been there at some point. I have said before, I'm a serious behind on Lucha Underground, to be honest with you, so I don't know who's in Series 3 at the moment, because I'm excited watching it, yeah, so, yeah. This will be fun, this. I've not really used Rey Mysterio very much, and I must admit, I spent a long time trying to think about who to put. I had the idea of doing Kevin Owens, because, of course, Zayn's best friend and his best enemy for all of his years on the indie scene has been Kevin Owens, but, of course, Owens was in that television championship match yesterday. I didn't want to overuse him really, so I thought it'd be a nice little outing for Rey Mysterio. Nice little Lucha Libre showing here as well, and of course, like I said, Sami Zayn is also part of the Octane roster, and he'll be wanting to get himself an opportunity at the Cruiserweight Championship at some point as well, of course, currently being held by Neville, who defended that belt successfully yesterday against Tyler Bate. I'm getting mixed up my ties now. I keep calling there's Tyler Bate, Tyler Breeze, and Ty Dillinger, and it plays havoc with my mind for some reason. I can't handle it. And straight away, Mysterio taking Matt Sydal down. Sydal also teaming on the indie scene, of course, with Ricochet on and off as well, which is a pretty interesting team. I think they've teamed up a couple of times in New Japan recently. Which is not a bad idea. It's a fallback idea we could use as well. I've always liked the idea of potentially teaming PJ Black with Angelico, as we did in the last year's game. Of course, two South African wrestlers. Then maybe Jack Evans teaming up with John Morrison, maybe? Standing moonsault there by Matt Sydal. Such a agile man, isn't he? He can probably get so high because of all the marijuana he's smoking. It's a bit of a slur there. Look at that. Tandem springboards there by Reborn. So like I say, it was A1 WWE gave us this idea a few weeks back, and I was able to work it in just about. Yeah, and I'm so sorry, mate. It's taking a bit of time to give you the shout out, but like I said, it's I didn't want to spoil it too early. I wanted to get everything in place before we did it, and then last time I just forgot your name, to be honest, so I didn't do it. I will bring it in further down the line though, because I know. The problem is that I'm so far ahead of recordings, this video is probably not going to come out for 2 weeks after I've recorded this, so I do apologise, but it will come eventually, honestly. Well, of course it'll come eventually, you've heard it now, there you go, don't really matter. Of course, like I say, if you do have any suggestions in the... I like that. If you do have any suggestions in the comment section below, please let me know, and I will try and use as many as I can, if I can, and hopefully give you some... shout outs in the process. So I'm just looking through the list of all the comments I've had now, see what else there is on there. I'll give you a few shout outs now then. Patrick Jackson, who I apologise I got your name wrong the other day, I called you Johnson. You suggested Blake and Murphy in the universe mode, which I have considered that potentially as another team to have down in Octane. J8 Gaming HD suggested Gorillas of Destiny. Gabriel Cesaro. Give me... Yeah, I've done that, yeah. Gabriel Cesaro has suggested changing the moveset for Chris Hero. I've done that. It just takes a... Like I say, I'm so far ahead at the moment, it's a little bit funny. Knighthood said there's a better version of Mark Andrews on the Community Creations, which I've done that. I've got a better version of Mark Andrews, which hopefully we'll see tomorrow on the last day. I've got a match lined up for him. What else we got here? J8 Gaming HD gave me a few good names for tag teams in the female division, actually. There's a few of the tag teams I have put together, but I couldn't think of a decent name, and now he's giving me some good names for those tag teams, actually. I do apologise, I'm not talking much about the match, but I just want to make sure that I can get as many people in as I can. Patrick Jackson also suggested bringing in Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, or Madison Rayne and create a beautiful people tag team, which I would love to do. The problem is on the Community Creations is that female cores are so difficult to come by, especially ones that look very good. So it is literally just a case of grabbing who you can, because there are, like, I would love to have Candice LeRae and people like that in this universe mode, but at the moment there's just no decent versions and they all look very generic, so I've tried to go for the ones that are much more defined. And there are a few that probably I don't really... There's a few that are there that I probably wouldn't normally use. They're just there because they look good. A bit like Vince, really, isn't it? I could read that. That's quite a long one, though. I'll probably have to go through that one before I do it. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for all your... Like I said, I do go through them. I'll go through them all now, looking at your comments. I shouldn't be doing this in the middle of a video, but like I say, it's just a good chance to give you guys a bit of a shout-out, really. I do apologise if I missed anyone, but like I say, if you drop in the comment section down below, I'll try and do this a bit more often, just try and have a look through, and we can discuss some of the things that are on there. And was it Patrick Jackson who suggested Colt Cabana, wasn't it? That was it. That's why I got your name wrong. It was also Patrick who suggested Candice LeRae a few days back, and I will have to look, see if there's a better one on there as well. Yeah, it was Patrick who suggested Colt Cabana, and hopefully we'll bring that in at some point as well. But yeah, I'm going to stop looking at that now. I will reply to all your comments anyway, so by now, I probably would have replied to all these comments by now anyway, so you're all getting a shout out. I'll have to let you know. Well, if you're watching this video, then you know you've got a shout out, I suppose, haven't you? Right, Rey Mysterio up on the top rope. Sami Zayn clotheslines PJ Black to the outside. Now, if Mysterio or Zayn, there we go, Mysterio does go for the pin on Matt Sydal. Is it going to be enough? 1, 2, and no, it's still only a 2 count. I'll tell you what, I've been reading those comments, and I must admit, I'm not 100% sure what's going on in the match. But I've just realised there's a chair, a table, a kendo stick, and a ladder all at ringside. So it looks like it's been a pretty hectic one. Running forearm by Sydal, and another one as well. Ducking the clothesline of Mysterio, then hits him with a Pele kick. PJ Black fighting back with a boot to the face of Sami Zayn. And could this be the turnaround that Reborn need? Like I said, Reborn really do need some big victories because they've struggled so far. And they're not at the best of times. I think PJ Black has won a couple of matches solo. And there we go, Sydal with his back to the action. Just like earlier on, Sydal with his back to the action, not paying full attention. And it was Sami Zayn who managed to get PJ Black to tap out in this one. So Sami Zayn and Rey Mysterio victorious here against the Reborn stable. They managed to get a victory over Sami Zayn in the 2-on-1, but when the numbers were evened up, I say evened up, it's a little bit unfair, isn't it? Going from being on your own to having the Lucha Libre legend that is Rey Mysterio on your side. It makes it a bit more one-sided in your favour, doesn't it? But yeah, we'll try and use Rey Mysterio a bit more this month. I think I'm tempted. I am tempted. I think we probably will do it. Maybe on Octane this week, of having some sort of big Cruiserweight #1 contendership match, or maybe even a tournament we could do over the next few. I'd like a tournament, actually. We've not done a tournament yet. I might start doing a Octane tournament to become the #1 contender for Neville's Cruiserweight Championship. Hopefully I'll remember that, because it is going to be a couple of weeks before I can start to record that. So nudge me in the comment section below to remind me about that, but hopefully I'll get to it before I go away. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match between Kassius Ohno and Luke Harper. We're really going a lot of gimmick matches this week, aren't we? And here we go. I like this music, sorry. Kassius Ohno, not the best looking core in the world, but the best one available on the... There must be a better one coming out soon. Surely you would have thought him back in NXT now, all the top core creators would be all over Kassius Ohno, wouldn't you? But still, I did check it yesterday and there wasn't a fantastic one available as yet for PS4. I keep looking as much as I possibly can to try and see the odd one here and there. One of my favourite wrestlers. One of my favourite wrestlers is Luke Harper, and I'm so happy that he's finally... I don't know if he is or not. Is he getting a push, or... I don't know, it's quite an odd one because we all assumed before WrestleMania, well, I assumed before WrestleMania, that Luke Harper would get involved in the main event of WrestleMania and make it a Wyatt family triple threat, and obviously that was apparently the way they were going to go until Vince decided to pull the plug on Harper. Decided it wasn't time for him, which I was disappointed with. But I understood. I don't understand, to be honest with you. Vince loves these big sweaty men, and I would have thought Luke Harper would match his type very, very well. But evidently he didn't want to. But then Luke Harper was... He sort of went... in my mind, I was thinking, right, if he's not involved in that main event, maybe he's going to get involved and realign with Wyatt against Orton, because obviously throughout the Orton-Wyatt-Harper storyline, it was always Orton and Harper that were at each other's throats, and Bray was trying to keep them on side until obviously Bray joined Orton and turned on Harper. So I thought maybe Harper would realign with Harper would realign with Wyatt to help I'm not getting confused now. To help Wyatt win at Mania. However, instead they decided just to stick Luke Harper in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and have him go out quite easily, not put up much of a fight. It was just frustrated in my mind. I really want to see better for this guy. And then I suppose it looks a little bit better because the SmackDown after Mania, we saw Luke Harper in the main event alongside teaming with Randy Orton, believe it or not, to take on Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan. Of course, it was Orton and Harper who got the victory in that one, actually working well together as a team. So it's a tricky one. I don't quite know what they got planned for Harper. Will he potentially be one of the men to disappear off to... Well, you guys already know that as me. This is how far ahead I am. I'm still disputing who's going to be going where on the Superstar Shake-Up, which obviously for you guys probably would have already happened about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So that's how far I'm ahead with videos at the moment. Which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because it means I'm not very interactive. And like I said in the last match, I'm giving people shout-outs like 2 weeks after they've made suggestions, because it's just been that sort of... I'm that far ahead at the moment. But that, like I said before, that's because I'm going away for a couple of weeks, and I want to make sure everything's uploaded and ready to go while I'm away. Ohno now with a superplex on Luke Harper and rolls it through into a Falcon Arrow. What a move that is. I also uploaded a video recently, an episode of Shabby Talk. It's only a short one compared to some of the other ones. Most of them are going to be a lot shorter now. It was just the WrestleMania and TakeOver ones that were a little bit longer, because they were obviously WrestleMania was such a long show. But it's worth a listen. It was my dream booking of Cesaro and Sheamus. It's worth a little listen, because like I said, it's only a short video, but it was just an idea that I have these ideas every now and again, and it frustrates me that I've got no one to tell them to. So starting this new sort of series that I've done on my channel, where I can sort of talk to you guys and get what I think across and get your responses to what I think, it's a fun little thing for me. So I will start doing some more of those if I can get them. And here we go. There we go. Electric chair, forearm to the back of the head. I tell you what, I hope you're watching, Gabriel Cesaro. I hope you're watching. Cesario. I've been saying your name. I've just read Cesaro. Gabriel Cesario. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sure one of those pronunciations was correct. But yeah, you said about putting that on there, and it is on there, but I think it's been put on there as a signature maneuver. I downloaded a new moveset off the Community Creations, and it looked very accurate. I think his finisher maneuver is the neck breaker into an elbow, and the discus big boot, and then his signature maneuver is the electric chair into the roaring elbow, like you suggested. But I don't know whether... You'll have to let me know. What do you think? Should we change Kassius's signature to the discus big boot and put the roaring elbow electric chair as a finisher alongside the neck breaker electric chair, the neck breaker roaring elbow? That'd be something for you guys to let me know what you want to see. Harper just launching Kassius Ohno across the ring and stomping on his face as well. Not the best place, is it? Harper, big chop across the back of the head of Kassius Ohno. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I want to see more from Harper. I really do. I feel sorry for him because I recently read an interview that he gave, and he was saying about how frustrated he was with being part of the Wyatt family. People were saying, "Oh, it must be great to be part of a faction that's so over." And he's like, "No." He said, "I've got my own personal achievements I want to do." And you think about the last time that the Wyatt family split, the first time, Harper went out and won the Intercontinental Championship, and I think, if we remember correctly, I think it was TLC. He stole the show in a ladder match against Dolph Ziggler. It was an absolutely incredible match. It was one of the best matches I'd seen at that sort of period of time, and I really want to see more of that from him because he is an incredibly agile big man, I say, as he comes diving through the air in that big splash. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Oh, boot to the face there by Ohno on Harper. Now gets him into a belly-to-belly suplex. I lost the ability there to think of the words. As Kassius Ohno now locking in a triangle. Is Harper going to tap out to a triangle? It's a painful maneuver. I'm not quite sure what it does to me. I think it's a choke, isn't it? Because you're forcing the guy's neck against your shin. But I think it also does a bit of damage to the arm. It's almost like an arm bar. But so my MMA skills are not fantastic. So if anyone out there does more MMA or watches more MMA than me, you'll be able to tell me a bit more about that maneuver. And there we go. Gabriel is doing it again. Electric chair, roaring elbow to the back of the head of Luke Harper. And doesn't go for the pin. Does not go for the pin. Oh, but out of nowhere, Harper discus lariat as well. Harper goes for the pin, though. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Harper gets the win. Wow, massive win for Harper. It's a very big win for Harper. I've said before that Harper... I was saying earlier on, Harper's a fantastic wrestler in my opinion, but one thing I've noticed on this game, which is a bit funny as well, I don't know if you guys got the game as well. I suppose not a lot of people like me do AI versus AI, do you? But there seem to be some people that you put in the ring against each other and it just does not work. But if you find 2 people that have chemistry, like this match here, I think was really good. Both Luke Harper and Kassius Ohno matched the style and matched each other's style and matched the match type very, very well. And it was actually a really good match. But if you stick, for example, Braun Strowman versus Rey Mysterio, you're probably not going to have a very good match. You put Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, and as long as the movesets and the attributes are correct, then you'll have a very good match. And I think it's clever. I remember them saying before the game came out that if you put 2 different people in the ring, you'll be able to tell the difference. And I think you can. I think you definitely can. You can. Not everybody wrestles the same. Everyone has their own unique style. And if you can find 2 people that wrestle well together, you can bring up a pretty good feud. And here we go, main event time. Samoa Joe defends his Mayhem Championship against AJ Styles, Cesaro, and the former Mayhem Champion himself, CM Punk. And here we go, it's time for the main event of the evening. I don't know what that was, and I won't do it again, I promise. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I hated the idea at the beginning, right? But as time's gone on, I've started to enjoy certain parts of Cesaro and Sheamus' team together. I must admit, I've never been a Sheamus fan ever, but the work he's currently doing with Cesaro, for me, for some reason, I'm quite enjoying. And for Cesaro to be able to help me enjoy Sheamus says a lot. However, I just wish that Cesaro was... I was going to say single, but that doesn't sound right, does it? I wish Cesaro was single, I really do. I wish Cesaro was out there on his own, going for it as a singles competitor. Whether anyone had ever given the opportunity, I think it's so annoying, because you think to yourself, right, you think to yourself, if Cesaro was on SmackDown, he would be main event. But Cesaro is Raw, therefore he's been forced into a tag team. And I can prove that point. Bray Wyatt has never been considered a main event. As much as we want him to, he's never been considered in the main event picture. And then he goes to SmackDown within a year, he's got his first championship. Baron Corbin debuted 12 months ago now on the main roster. All of a sudden, he's in the main event picture on SmackDown. It's crazy when you think about just the... and it is easy. You think of the names that are on SmackDown, the names that are on Raw, you're going to get a lot more opportunity on SmackDown. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys who are desperate for that move. And I just wish Cesaro was one of the guys to get that move, because he could really... And if you think about it, if AJ has stayed on SmackDown, which I sincerely hope he has, and I don't think it would make sense if he has moved, but like I said, you guys already know, I don't. But if AJ has stayed on Raw, you think of the potential Cesaro-AJ matches, Cesaro-Nakamura, AJ Nakamura, and it works. It really does work, and I would like it to work, but I don't know. WWE have different plans, don't they? They have different plans for you. But I'm going to stop talking about the shake-up now, because like I said, it's already happened for you guys, and it's completely pointless conversation for me, because you guys already know. And I'm just looking stupid now. But again, I did put up a video beforehand talking about who I thought would get moved around in the superstar trades. And I probably would have put up a video, maybe not straight away, because like I said, I'm away, but I hopefully will put up a video pretty soon after. If not, I'm hoping it's up by now, by the time this video is on, talking about my reaction to those trades as well. And as I know a lot of people aren't really interested in my reaction. I just want someone to talk to be honest with you. I know it sounds stupid, doesn't it? But I like it. Like I say, I've just been going through my comments in this video, haven't I? And it's nice, because it's nice to have different people to speak to about it. And as I say, I speak to PJ Toby quite a lot about the wrestling, but it's nice to have other people and other fresh perspectives. And myself and PJ Toby are very much similar in the stuff that we like wrestling-wise. But again, there's quite a lot of you guys that sort of have different opinions on stuff, and it's nice to have that conversation and sort of just see it from the other side, really. It's all for the shits and giggles, isn't it? I'll try and get AJ Lee at some point, I don't know. It's cool to think, and it's 6 months ago. Well, you probably would have... It's a tricky one, because I've become quite cynical with WWE now. And I must admit, I was not expecting Nakamura to come up this soon. I really wasn't. I've become quite cynical. I've become quite cynical in the whole thing, to be honest with you. And if you'd said to me at the Royal Rumble that after Mania, Joe, Nakamura, Dillinger, and DIY would all be on the main roster, I'd be like, nah. Nah, they'll keep Nakamura back for now, because they've not got another big name to replace him with. They'll keep DIY back and turn him face to go against the Authors of Pain. Ty Dillinger, they won't do anything with him. And that's the point of cynicalism I got to, but I'm so happy right now. I really am. Because the thing is, they brought all these guys up, and they haven't really weakened the roster. The SmackDown roster's been weakened, obviously, because they've lost John Cena for the foreseeable future. So that's probably why they brought up Nakamura, to replace Cena as the big face. But again, it all depends. I'm stop talking. It all depends what happened at the shakedown. The shakedown? The shake-up. Those poor guys. Look at that guy there. He sat right behind the pillar. He can't see a bloody thing. Well, that's what it's for. The Mayhem Championship. Which I do like. I think that's my favourite belt that I've created, that one, I think. I do like that one. It's not the best belt in the world, don't be wrong, but it's the best one that I've created. Cesaro. And I'll go through, as we go through into this match, I'll discuss why all these people are in there. Right, of course, Joe's in there because he's the champion. That's a bit obvious, isn't it? But AJ Styles made the original challenge to Samoa Joe for ShabbyMania, and the match was made and ready to go. But then, the week after, CM Punk re-challenged Samoa Joe to a non-championship match on Mayhem in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and Punk won that match quite convincingly and sort of forced his way into this match as a triple threat. And then AJ Styles, who was in that main event at ShabbyMania already, was in a match against Cesaro, and Cesaro dominated AJ Styles and defeated him quite easily. And then all of a sudden you think to yourself, well, I can't ignore what CM Punk and Cesaro had just done, so we had to make it a fatal four-way. There was literally no other option in my mind. And you know what? I'm not disappointed, because if this match was in real life, I'm pretty sure most of us would just... I'm trying to say something that doesn't end up becoming incredibly rude, but unfortunately I can't really think of it. But it would be a moment of glory, wouldn't it? And that's the thing, that I don't know why they seem very good at keeping the big names apart, don't they? They seem very good at keeping the big names apart, and to have Styles go... I'm not going to talk about it again, because I keep falling back into the same trap, aren't I? I was going to talk about the shake-up there. I was going to say that Styles on one show, Joe's on the other, Nakamura's on one show away from Joe, and all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Just shut up, mate. Just shut up. Just stop talking. Right. So we've got CM Punk on the inside now. Boot to the back of Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles sort of lining Joe up. And completely missed that double axe handle. That was a bit pointless, wasn't it? Well, now Joe and Styles working together. We did see last week, didn't we, a tag team match of Cesaro and Punk versus Styles and Joe. That sounds about right. And I'm pretty sure it was Cesaro who got the pin over Styles? I don't know, you know. Because I've recorded that much of the past few days, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that was what happened. Pretty sure. So it's at the very early part of the match at the moment where everyone's sort of getting a lot of aggression in. It's very difficult to have any prolonged aggression because before you realise that someone's crept up behind you. So it's going to take a little bit of time before anybody really gets a big opportunity to try and go for a pin. But Samoa Joe is looking to become the first man to successfully retain a main event championship. Of course, Kevin Owens defended his once and lost it to Kenny Omega. Punk defended against Joe and lost it. And now this is Joe's first championship defense as well. And that's what I said about getting prolonged aggression. You have one man down and someone else creeps up behind you, as Punk here looking for a Regal Plex. He can bridge and pin, he doesn't. He goes for the release. I think he saw AJ Styles getting back up to his feet beside him. Cesaro and Joe now on the outside of the ring. Styles with a roll through. Joe had that chair, but I think he thought better of it. I think he's just going to let Styles and Punk go for it. As Joe's taking the top off that turnbuckle pad. Now that's interesting. That could be a way for him to try and get a little bit of an advantage. But of course, remember, it is a fatal four-way, which means no disqualifications. You can't disqualify people, can you, really? It's not elimination. I wish elimination was in this game because I'd use it quite a lot, but it's not. I miss elimination. We used to do pretty well with those last year, didn't we? As now all four men are on the outside of the ring. Not sure that's a wise idea, to be honest with you, but Styles now dropping a knee right in the face of Cesaro. Cesaro take... Oh, he's close. Oh, I thought Cesaro was going to try and drop Styles on top of that table then, but Styles managed to break himself free. I still can't believe it. It makes sense to us today. The table is red for the Mayhem match, but I created the arena. I don't know why it does this, right? I've created this arena as two tables. A red one and a green one. One for Mayhem, one for Throwdown. However, in exhibition matches, it comes up with two tables. In Universe matches, it only comes up with one table. And I don't understand why. And there's a lot of things that I think need to be changed. And I think I will do that video again. I'll tell you what, this Shabby Talk thing I've started doing, I don't know if you're enjoying it or not, but it's really giving me a chance to really vent a lot of things at the moment. And it's a godsend for me to try and get some of my stresses out, you know. Well, I think Punk was almost trying to go for a GTS there on Joe, and I think Cesaro saved him there. I'm not quite sure he did it on purpose, and Oh, Cesaro sending Punk into that exposed turnbuckle that Joe exposed earlier on. Not quite sure Cesaro knew it was exposed, but he's definitely reaping the rewards. And now, oh, Cesaro, belly-to-belly suplex on Joe, and Styles and Punk are down as well. Oh, Cesaro nearly became a Mayhem champion then. How amazing would that be for Cesaro to be the Mayhem champion? And of course, AJ Styles looking to get that gold back. They know the club already hold the television championship, as Finn Balor successfully retained yesterday in a cage match. A couple of days ago in a cage match against Daniel Bryan. Cesaro getting in the back of a German suplex this time on Joe. And Styles and Punk re-enter the fray. Punk sending Styles straight back over the top and joining Styles out there. And again, that's giving Cesaro a chance to go for a pin, and Punk hasn't even noticed. Again, Cesaro only a 2 count. Punk just about noticed, but it was a little bit too late. And Cesaro, a couple of occasions, could have walked away with the Mayhem Championship here. Joe bringing Cesaro mid of the ring. A very loose Saito suplex folding Cesaro in half. Styles with a shoulder block on the far side, taking Punk down. And Joe's just staring Cesaro down at the moment, not quite sure how to progress. Styles with a kendo stick. Styles has been busted open. I've just noticed that on the outside. Bleeding heavily from the forehead, and that is not... Oh, no, he did manage to get it free. And Styles slamming the kendo stick straight across the gut of CM Punk, then across the back as well. As Cesaro back in the ring now. Big gut punch and an uppercut to Samoa Joe, and again, Cesaro going for the pin. Styles is way out of position. He's not going to get there in time, but he doesn't need to. It's only a 2 count, but he may need to. He's going to have to think about that. This match type is very about ring awareness, because you need to be in a position where you have the freedom to go for the pin yourself, but you also have the ability to get there if somebody else goes for a pin. At the moment, Punk and Styles are outside fighting. There's the very European uppercut by Cesaro. Punk's not noticed. And oh my god, I don't know why. I came into this impartial, but for some reason, I really want Cesaro to win. I really do. I think it'd be cool if Styles won, because then both championships would be held, both the main championships would be held on Mayhem. Styles, turn around. Oh, Styles. Styles was up on the top. He didn't notice. Styles, my man, why were you taunting? You completely had your back to the action. And CM Punk locked in the Anaconda Vice on Cesaro. And we have got a brand... Well, I say a brand new champion. We have got a brand new two-time. That was 3 times, wasn't it? Mayhem champion in CM Punk. Now, of course, remember, tomorrow... Oh, not tomorrow, but on day 5... Punk looks really dodgy there, doesn't he? On day 5, we do have Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. The winner of... What has happened to Punk? He looks really broken. He looks okay now. It's when he puts his arms up. Yeah, tomorrow we do have Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, and the winner of that match will be the official #1 contender for the Mayhem Championship. So we now know it's going to be Punk versus Brock, or Punk versus Taker, in our next pay-per-view. But that is all for this evening. I hope you have enjoyed it. I do apologise for... Well, basically kept having to stop myself about talking about crap that happened 2 weeks ago for you guys, but it hasn't happened for me yet. But it's so difficult. I normally record all these videos like the day before they're uploaded, but because I'm having to bulk do everything, it's really... It's a new thing that I've not had to deal with before, but because I like to talk to you guys about the wrestling as I go on. But obviously because I'm so far behind, it doesn't make sense for you guys watching it now. Because like I say, this should be uploaded on the 19th, and I'm recording this on the 6th. So yeah, I am 2 weeks away. I'm 2 weeks behind you at the moment. So yeah, I do apologise for that. Hopefully when I record ShabbyMania 5 tomorrow, which is the last video I need to do before I go away, then I should be pretty much clean then. Anyway, like I said, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff if you have enjoyed it, and I shall see you very, very soon for our 5th and final night of ShabbyMania. Before I leave you, I will give you a quick rundown of what you can expect from the 5th night of ShabbyMania. We have got the Sumerian Death Squad versus the Ascension for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships. We've got Eva Lise defending a Mayhem Women's Championship against Asuka and Natalya. We've got The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar Falls Count Anywhere. And we have, of course, the Throwdown Championship match as Kenny Omega defends against Zack Sabre Jr. There will also be another few matches on that card as well. It is going to be a 7-match card. We probably will see some sort of fun matches here and there, maybe a ladder match here or there. I don't know. We'll figure something out as we go along. I'll make it up as I go along, as I normally do. So yeah, I will see you all there, and yeah, that's all I've got to tell you, I suppose. I've really cocked up this ending, haven't I? Anyway, bye.